Hello everyone, and welcome to the US Gamer Retro Stream for Thursday, February 26th, 2015. I'm Jeremy Parrish, and I'm going to be playing Donkey Kong Country because Nintendo barfed up a whole bunch of Donkey Kong Country on Virtual Console today. So bear with me as I get started. Things could be a little dicey because I've just moved into a new place and set up my office for the first time, and you know, there's all kinds of crazy cable mishaps that can happen, but it seems like everything's running pretty solid so far. So this is kind of the inaugural test of the office setup that's been in place for about 2 hours now. So here we go into the world of Donkey Kong Country. I'm starting from scratch here because this game just came out on Virtual Console. Gonna do the one-player approach, and here we go. In case you weren't alive or conscious in 1994, this game was kind of a big deal back at the time. It was sort of Nintendo's big counterattack to the next generation advent since, the Saturn and the PlayStation. Nintendo produced this game, well, Rare really produced it, Nintendo published it, and said, hey, look, you can have a next-gen experience on Super NES. You don't need to upgrade the system. Poor Donkey Kong, his banana hoard has been stolen. Very sad. So I guess it's up to me to collect bananas, although why he actually needs that many bananas is a mystery. In classic platformer style, you're running mostly left to right, but of course if you go left first, you get some little bonuses, such as the banana hoard and the perpetual one-up balloon. You can also find alternate paths, and there's this steel barrel that you can pick up and chuck. There's the Donkey Kong barrel where you get Diddy Kong. This was kind of a return to form for a forgotten mascot. Donkey Kong had basically vanished after, putting Nintendo on the map back in 1981. He kind of vanished altogether, and Rare brought him back in this game. Although, apparently, it's not really Donkey Kong, but Donkey Kong Jr. all grown up, and Diddy Kong is Donkey Kong Jr. Jr., Donkey Kong the Third, I don't know. I'm not really clear on the family relations here. It's all very fuzzy. But, Donkey Kong kind of invented the character, the game actually, invented the platformer genre back in 1981. And so I suppose it was fitting that his big return would be a platformer, kind of in the Mario style, since Mario spun out of the original Donkey Kong series. The Donkey Kong Country really didn't do much that was new and innovative in terms of game design, but man, it sure looked great at the time. And I think there's a secret hidden back at the beginning, but maybe not. It's been a long time since I played this, so it's all a little flaky. I'm a little flaky. It's all a little fuzzy because I'm flaky. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm sure people in the stream are correcting me for my errors. And yes, you're all right to do that. Because I'm terrible at writing. Is this Ramby? Is that the guy's name? The rhinoceros? His name is Ramby, but he is a rhino, not a ram. Because that's video game logic. Oh, there we go. The hidden passage. So like I said, Donkey Kong Country didn't necessarily do much that was new and innovative, but there was a lot of content to this game. It didn't just look good, it was also really huge. There were tons of secrets, lots of extra paths to explore, lots of bananas to collect. This kind of really kicked off the collectathon platformer genre, or concept. I don't know if it's really a genre, but the collectathon mindset for video game platformers, where the idea is to gather tons of stuff. And, then you have all kinds of mini games like this, where you try to do bingo and I collected a golden frog. I don't remember what that does, but apparently it makes Donkey Kong really happy. So good on you, Donkey Kong. You got a golden frog. And of course, you know, the big selling point for the game was the graphics, which were actually not next-gen, but they faked it really well. Instead of actually producing 3D graphics in the Super NES hardware itself, what Rare did was pre-rendered them on a supercomputer back when such things existed. And I wasted a TNT barrel, very tragic. So then they transported those graphics over to the Super NES to produce definitely the most detailed and fluid graphics that anyone had ever seen on a 16-bit platformer at that point. Actually, the 3D visuals here, you know, the rendering was much better than any 3D console, 3D capable console was able to create at that point. So it was kind of a nice little fake out. It you know, we weren't used to seeing real 3D at that point, so for those of us sitting in the stands and playing games at home, it was an impressive little coup that Nintendo performed with the Super NES, and I think a lot of people credit Donkey Kong Country with helping Nintendo finally overcome the Sega Genesis, which had given it a lot of trouble until that point. Nintendo had basically the uncontested run of the games industry back during the 8-bit era with the NES. The Sega Master System did not really compete with it. And the Sega Genesis came in early and really pretty much blew the Super NES away in terms of early sales. Dope. But, you know, around the time Donkey Kong Country came out and racked up millions and millions in sales, I guess I can't make it up there, the Genesis started to taper off because of marketing confusion in a lot of cases. People had to buy a Sega CD, and then there was the 32X, and it all got very confusing, whereas Nintendo just stuck with a single platform, no add-ons, and used fakery like this to look impressive. So it gave them, you know, the sort of late game advantage. But enough history. You just want to see monkeys in the jungle hitting armadillos. Why an armadillo is in the jungle, I don't know. Those are actually like desert animals, but it's a video game. What do you expect? It's a really scary jungle if there are hornets big enough to create a problem for a gorilla. And I'm sure there's a way to get up there, but you know what? I'm not an expert at this game, so suck it. There's an episode of Retronauts, the podcast, that we recorded a few weeks ago. We had our very own Jazz Rignall, a British expatriate, on the show. And, oh look, they're making jokes about video game graphics. I think Cranky Kong is supposed to be the original Donkey Kong. Which, yeah, let's not talk about that. Anyway, we recorded a Retronauts episode on Rare, and kind of talking about their pre-Super NES days, their pre-Nintendo days. But we do get into their history with Nintendo, and something that I thought was interesting is that Jazz mentioned the fact that, you know, having been in the UK press in the 80s, man, this guy just talks and talks. All right, down to the caves. Cave of Wonders. Anyway, Jazz mentioned that as a member of the gaming press in the UK in the 80s, he covered tons and tons of Rare games, and Rare had a fantastic reputation back when they were called Ultimate Play the Game for being sort of masters of game technology, really pushing the ZX Spectrum to its absolute limits. And you sort of see that here in Donkey Kong Country as well, really pushing the Super NES visually to places no one thought possible. But it's interesting because Rare was one of the first Western developers to really kind of catch on to the fact that the Nintendo Entertainment System was going to be huge. So right around the time that the ZX Spectrum started to taper and wane in the UK, as it began to age and become less impressive, other systems like the Amiga came along. Rare sort of disappeared, and then they reappeared a few years later on the NES, doing all kinds of grunt work for developers like Acclaim, Square, just basically anyone who would pay them money. And when the NES started to taper, they disappeared again and didn't really show up. Doing a couple of Battletoads sequels, but not really producing much until this came out, and everyone said, "Oh, so that's where they've been." But I asked Jazz if I'm giving away the spoilers for the podcast here, but I asked Jazz if the UK game scene was disappointed in the fact that Rare basically, as the hometown darlings for the Spectrum era, that they basically gave up on the UK market and went west for the NES in the US. And he said, no, really everyone was just happy to see that they were still around. So that's very nice. It's a very genial approach to console wars, not like you have today. I think the 16-bit era broke us all. Anyway, so I'm just kind of cruising through the jungle and not really paying much attention to what I'm doing because this part of the game is pretty easy. But now we're in water. And if you're like me, this part gave you sort of PTSD flashbacks to Battletoads, the underwater sequence of that, which of course was another Rare game, and also Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was a Konami game. Like, basically 2D platformers where suddenly you're swimming. It's just not good news. It makes everyone sad. And I don't remember Donkey Kong Country's underwater segments being nearly as hateful as Battletoads, but there's still this little bit of I feel a little stringulated noise appearing in my throat whenever I see the water. So bear with me if I suddenly freak out and start shrieking. It's just because of my time with Battletoads and that stupid dam level in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I've collected a lot of bananas. I guess that's good. Bananas are good, right? And somehow I managed to miss the one-up balloon that was mysteriously floating in air underwater. I guess it was just too buoyant to stick around for me to make my way over there. I actually have no idea if anyone is able to hear what I'm saying on the stream, and I apologize if you can't hear me. Not that you can hear my apology, but I'm just kind of hoping for the best here. So, as I said before, bear with me. It's a kind of a new tech setup for the moment. Alright, and now I'm on the swordfish, and I have no idea what the swordfish's name is, but he makes the controls much, much more appealing. You don't have to do the Mario-style bob as you swim, hit A to swim, or B, or whatever button that is. You just have direct control. And then he sort of automatically goes after the bad guys. Oh, look, a little hidden place. And now I have a gold ostrich. I really don't remember what the gold animals do, but I'm sure someone in the chat can remind me. Do they just make me awesome? Are they just part of the collectathon process? Is it just growing pains for me? I really don't know. Oh, good. Everyone can hear me in the stream. I'm also sorry for that. Man, they're so happy when they kill other fish. And since I'm playing this for the stream, I can't really hear the audio, which is a shame because this music has some really damn great music. This game has some really damn great music, and I apologize that I'm talking over it. Alright. Whoa dudes, my name's Funky Kong. My bodacious jumbo barrel can launch you to any point on the island. So it's like the cannon in Secret of Mana, basically. Cannon travel. Alright, whatever. I guess I should have been paying attention to what he said. Okay, so I don't really want to go back to these levels. Ah, okay. I have to go to the alligator. There we go. Good times. Kent Doggy Dog in the chat asked me to do the monkey voice. I'm actually not sure what you're requesting. Which monkey voice is that? Oh, finally. I screwed up. Okay, so basically this is a tag team game, and when Donkey Kong gets hit, then Diddy Kong has to take over until you can find a DK barrel. You can also play as Diddy if you want, but Donkey can actually crush dudes more effectively, so I'd rather play as him. Anyway, so I'm playing solo until such a time as I find a DK barrel. But it's kind of a cool concept. It's you know, it's basically taking away the one-hit kill in favor of something akin to a life bar, but there's a little more to it than that, because you can swap between characters on the fly while you have two people in your party. It seems kind of weird to call them a party. It's not an RPG by any means. I mean, oh god, right on. Yeah, I didn't want to keep Donkey Kong around anyway. We had a lengthy discussion on the recent RPG podcast, Axe of the Blood God, about the nature of RPGs, the definition of RPGs, and it's a pretty tricky term to pin down, but I can guarantee that Donkey Kong Country is not an RPG. Although you are collecting bananas, which I guess are like experience points, except they don't level you up. I can't remember what Diddy does if you press down and attack. Nothing. Great. Well, you suck, Diddy. I regret having purchased a Diddy Kong amiibo because he's worthless. Do I want to throw this here? Probably not. This is kind of like finding the mushrooms and the secrets in the subcon or subworld, the dream world of Super Mario Bros. 2, where you had to kind of know through trial and error where to throw the potions in order to create doors to find the mushrooms that extend your life. Clearly that wasn't where I was supposed to do it. But I did find a bunch of bananas. So those are like experience points. Maybe I'll level up. I don't appear to have leveled up. I think there was a 1-up balloon down there, but I guess I'm going to miss it. I can't remember if I'll kill one of those guys if I fly into him. Probably, but you never know. He's got a lot of spikes on him. What's happening in the chat while I hang out here in the barrel? Let's see. Super Smash Snake says, we still need Metroid Zero Mission on Wii U Virtual Console. Super Smash Snake, you are absolutely correct. Well done. Oh, death. Death. I die 1,000 of them. And now I only have 11 lives. Or is it 12? 12. My god, how am I gonna beat this level with only 12 lives? Yeah, this kind of kept the 16-bit Nintendo tradition of being very generous with extra lives alive, as seen in Super Mario World, Kirby, and kind of any other Nintendo game of this era. This is where they started taking away video games' teeth, which is okay because a lot of the games that were tough on 8-bit consoles didn't really come by it honestly, such as Battletoads by Rare. Wow, that was a good jump. I just wanted to show off for you guys today. I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna try throwing this TNT. No, it wasn't supposed to go there. You fool! Yeah, one of the things I've always been a little frustrated by in this game is the sort of edge detection. It kind of has that post 8-bit sprite problem where sometimes it's a little hard to tell where sprites begin and where they end. But really, the problems I'm having with this game are of my own invention, mine and mine alone. Alright, so I'm going to switch over to Diddy Kong because maybe he's better at flying across barrels. He's not, but I'm going to try to convince myself that this is a problem that I can remedy by changing characters as opposed to leveling up my skill as a video gamer, because that's much more difficult. Well, there we go. Okay, actually Diddy moves a bit faster and is better at jumping, so what do you know? He is useful. Oh, Diddy Kong. What have you done? You let me down, Diddy. I guess I could use save states, but that just seems so sad. Especially here in the first world, my god. What kind of precedent does that set? And up we go. Let's try the barrel gauntlet again. Well, I got a balloon. I think the game started to feel sorry for me. That pity balloon is kind of a predecessor to the Tanuki Mario suit. Or watch Luigi win the coins for you. Oh, my timing. Alright guys, I'm going to do it this time. I promise. I swear to God. Because I'm out of stupid jokes to make about how terrible I am at this spot. Well, that was really great. Now you're all really proud of me, I'm sure. Maybe it was the tag team that was holding me down. By getting rid of the deadweight that is the second character, suddenly I'll swoop to success. Or, you know, not. So the bees are spiky, and they kill you. That's great. So let's assume that Donkey Kong is what? He's a gorilla? And those guys are 800 pounds, according to legend and lore. So how big does a bee have to be in order to kill an 800-pound gorilla? That's a math problem for those of you in the channel. I know, it's not really cool of me to torment everyone by forcing you to watch me stumble through this area poorly and then expect you to do math, but that's the new economy for you. Oh, look. Oh, damn it. Just let the barrels end, please. There we go. It would be really funny if I died against those guys. Ha ha ha. Everyone would laugh. Hey, look. I did something. Alright, so Oh, are we ready for the chthonic horror that is Candy Kong? I don't know, guys. I'm not sure if I'm brave enough for this. Here we go. Oh, it's a terrible cartoon version of sexy, but it's also a gorilla. Alright. So there we go. I found 8% of Donkey Kong's bananas. And I've played 20 minutes. That's 2 tens, and that's terrible. Oh wow, there's a gigantic beaver. And that's not an innuendo. Wait, was that a boss battle? That was a boss battle? Standards have really dropped these days. Whoop, I didn't mean to hit that. Alright, so now it's on to the next world. But I could also go back to... can I go back all the way? I guess not. Surely I can. Surely I can go back to Donkey's stash, which was in the first level? Yeah. We can check out his banana stash. Let's see how many bananas he has now. What? I have 8%. There should be something in there. I feel like the game's lying to me. This is not cool. Is it possible to leave a level, or do I have to beat this thing? Oh, what have I done? Alright, sorry everyone. I'm gonna cruise through here ASAP. Or not. Yes! Yes! Alright, so not really a game for speedruns. Alright. Let's get the hell out of here. Now Funky can say cool jive things to me. Alright, off we go. On to World 2. Yeah, once you get out of the initial jungle, the visuals really start to pick up, I think. The jungle has this kind of like dopey plastic look, but this stuff looks much nicer. It's way more atmospheric. Sadly, though, I'm pretty sure this means minecarts are looming on the horizon, and no one likes those. Minecarts are for assholes. You can quote me on that. Well, I found a green frog, which might be related to the golden frog that I got earlier. Really? All those jumping powers, and I can't get the stupid letter. I can't even remember my words anymore. It's terrible. Not that that N does me any good now that I've failed to get the letter O. Terrible. So someone in chat is accusing Bob Mackey of loving Bab's Bunny. I don't remember that from our Retronauts Tiny Toon Adventures, but it has been a while since we recorded it. I guess I'll have to go back and listen to it. Oh, now we're going to find out what happens when you get 3 of these guys. Or ladies. I don't want to assume anything about gender. Oh, I see. Wow, I did a terrible job of that. Alright. So I guess if you get like 100, you win an extra life or something? Or do you have to get all of them in order to get anything good? Looks like it's all of them. Alright, here we go. I have got tiny ostriches for some reason. Because it's a Donkey Kong Country game, and that means you collect stuff. Don't know why I'm collecting it, but I sure am collecting it. Wow. It's a metaphor for consumerism or something. It's a journey of acquisitiveness. Alright, so 238 Tiny ostriches. I guess those translate into extra lives. Because I was running low on those. Will this thing eventually die if I keep hopping on it? Probably not. But I could find out because there is no time limit in this game. Only my patience. Or the 1 hour time limit of a US streamer stream, by God. Don't want to wear out our welcome. Especially now if we have minecarts to deal with. No one wants to see me wrestle with minecarts for several hours. Something you may or may not have noticed is that this is the first US streamer live stream that I've broadcast in high definition, because it's only now that I have an internet connection capable of sustaining such a thing. So really putting that HD to work with this 256 by 224 pixel resolution Super NES game. And is this minecarts? This is the minecarts, isn't it? Man, they just don't waste any time to flip you the bird. Rare, when they design a game, they want you to know right away that they hate your guts. I mean, I kind of admired that level of honesty. But on the other hand, I kind of hate minecarts. And that's why. See, now we're getting into sort of Battletoads level sociopathy in game design. Ugh. And what was that guy? That was just not cool. Ugh. I realized minecarts were the only good part of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, but no one ever does minecarts like that. It's always just platforming challenges. And that's lame. Such as that. That's also lame. So now we're going to watch my life count steadily trickle away, and then I'll switch over to Donkey Kong Country 2 or something to minimize my embarrassment. But you guys are going to be stuck with me through the whole hellish ordeal. Ugh. Really? Alright. Loving it. Loving it! I noticed the view count has suddenly dropped off because you guys hate minecarts too. Yeah. Someday I'm going to go to Twycross, England, stand outside of our headquarters and just shake my fist at them. Just, you know, to express myself. Really, I'll be taking a stand for all sane and just people. Ugh. Oh. Well, that was a wash. Hey man, someone's making fun of my age. That's not cool. Sucking at minecarts has nothing to do with age, it just has everything to do with the fact that minecarts suck. Good times. I've known very young people who are very bad at minecart stages. Damn. Jump over the barrel at the beginning into the pit, then hug the wall to the left to warp past all this? What madness is this? I think I missed the barrel. Oh well. Just wouldn't be a live stream if you guys didn't watch me pathetically flail away. We'll give it one more shot. That was not a good shot. Someone remind me why people love this game again? Yeah, I'm going to try the warp. Ah, the start select trick works. How about that? No! That's unacceptable. Now I'm starting to turn into lemon grab, but man, can you blame me? Lemon grab got the way he is because he played stupid minecart levels. Alright, so we're gonna flail away for a few more lives and then move on to a new video game. Kind of reached that point where I stopped caring about this, as I'm sure you've noticed. Aha. Oh, so sad. That was diabolical. You know what this game needs? More save points. Or checkpoints. By God. So let's look at a new video game, shall we? There's also Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3. So many Donkey Kong countries that we can play that aren't this one. But they probably all have some kind of hateful sequence like a minecart, don't they? I keep hearing Diddy's Conquest is the Diddy's Conquest. Yes, that's hilarious. I hear it's the best in the series, so let's spend the next 20 minutes with this, as opposed to spending the next 20 minutes watching me die at minecarts. So far I'm not impressed. Alright, let's collect some stuff. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, this game begins at the end of the previous game. That's kind of cool. Kind of a symphony of the night sort of thing going on, I guess, maybe. That's not Donkey Kong. What's going on here? It's Diddy Kong. Or no, Dixie Kong, sorry. She's sassy and she has a beret, so she's probably French. Although Dixie is not really a French-sounding name, so I really don't know. Let's see what kind of crazy shenanigans Dixie can get up to. I like that she kicks Diddy in the butt. I think she has the right idea there. Already I like Dixie Kong. Okay, so her attack is a ponytail whip. Oh, and she can spin in the air. It does not do a Yoshi-style levitation, but whatever. Now I'm very sad because Dixie Kong is no longer in my party, but it's quickly remedied. So, you think those are a guide to something secret, or do you think it's just temptation to kill me? After that last minecart incident, I'm willing to believe either one, but I guess it's not cool. Oh boy, it's a minigame. I found it, guys! Thank God. And for some reason, there's a rhinoceros on a pirate ship. I don't know why I'm saying for some reason. I mean, obviously, that's where you keep your rhinoceri. I guess that's a hidden prize? No? No, it was just an arrow pointing that way for nothing? You bastards. That's just not cool. Oh, there's so much more to collect this time. There was a token, and now there's a giant DK coin. This is where it all starts to go south. Man, I don't even know what that was about. And we're on to... oh, we've already been there. Okay, Main Brace Mayhem. Ah, a level where you have to jump as the wind blows you backward. No, actually, I guess not. It only looks cruel, it's actually not. But it looks like you can travel across the rigging. And that's a pretty nice animation for the Super NES. Of course, it was all, done with advanced computer modeling on Silicon Graphics workstations because they're cheaters, but hey. Well, it's kind of thrown back to Donkey Kong Jr. That's nice. Wonder if I can slide down and smack that guy in the head. Probably not. Nope. Because why get too referential, right? Just because it worked in 1983 or 82. Wahaha. I like that you can throw these guys, though. That's a nice touch. Oh, and they've got sloped surfaces, so you can show off the barrel rolling mechanics. I don't know. I kind of like it when 16-bit games just show off little goofy tech features for no particular reason. I mean, that was pretty much the entirety of Yoshi's Island. Or those, the levels in Super Mario World where you could switch around to the backside of a wire wall, like a chain link fence, and punch dudes. Didn't really change the game that much, but it was just a nice little something. It said, we care about our technology. It was using tech for something besides creating a photorealistic movie-like experience. Although, when you think about it, minecarts aren't that far removed from QuickTime events, so really, there's lots to hate there. I guess that's not the way I'm supposed to go. Oh, there we go. Suck it. What, no extra life for that? Man. I need some rewards here. Really digging that animation on the rigging climbing. Nope. I assume if I had put the cannonball in here, something cool would have happened. Oh well, I'll never find out, because I'm not going back and playing this level again. It's not a minecart, so I can beat it without dying. Though it does go on for quite a while. And another extra life. Hooray! Alright, looks like there's about 10 minutes left on the stream. You know I've been doing a terrible job of emceeing this thing. Hi, I'm Jeremy Parrish with US GamerNet. Thanks for watching our stream of Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country 2. You can view us at usgamer.net and here on Twitch. I do not claim to be any good at these games, so if for some reason you're joining us just now, toward the end of the stream, don't hold it against me when I completely suck. Well, I did something, but I'm not really sure what. Go me. Oh. That's what I get for patting myself on the back. I do like that there are more interactive objects in this game, as opposed to just the barrels of the first game. It's all cosmetic, but this game, this series, is all about cosmetics, so it's cool. And the little tail hook here, not in the like the weird navy scandal sense of tail hook, just, you know, tail hook. That's nice too. Oops, it's probably about to get not so nice. Man, I could just watch Dixie Kong kick Diddy's butt all day. Yeah. Good times. Nope. I wonder if I can get one of those guys to jump up here. Nope. That's another coin that's a separate collectible from the bananas. Yay! Oh, what? Edge detection, screw you. I think I just collected Bubsy's shirt. I sure hope I collect all the tokens. Alright, everyone at home, you can rest easy. I found the token. And I got a boombox. I like that their sort of way of bringing Donkey Kong and crew into the 90s from the 80s is by using a symbol of 80s culture. It's kind of a nice touch. Alright, so we're getting down to the last few minutes of this live stream where I've been playing cool pre-rendered games from the 90s in a very extreme fashion. That is, extremely poorly, extremely embarrassingly. Thanks for the few of you who decided to bear with me to watch. Assuming anyone is still watching. Actually, it looks like the internet service has dropped out or something. That's weird. Well, anyway, I'm still recording it for posterity, so we'll see what happens. Wow, it's very convenient that the water suddenly flooded right when I needed it to. It's kind of a Metroid 2 sort of environmental system there. Well, given that I'm already swimming, I'm sure minecarts aren't too far ahead, so it's probably just as well this stream is coming to an end. I don't think anyone wants to see me do minecarts or whatever ersatz minecart this game has up its sleeve. That's just not fun for anyone. So anyway, thanks for those of you who have been watching here as for our Thursday retro live stream. I have been Jeremy Parrish and will continue to be Jeremy Parrish, representing usgamer.net on Twitch TV, playing video games badly. Like, what was that? Is that Dopefish? I think it is. Anyway, we'll be back on Tuesday with a not retro live stream. I don't know what it will be, but we'll figure it out. And hopefully it will be played more effectively than I'm playing this. I'm sure it's something you can look forward to and take delight in. Anyway, please subscribe to our Twitch channel and our YouTube channel. It's all USGamerNet. Subscribe to us on Facebook and Twitter and all those other forms of social media. LinkedIn if you want. We'll, I don't know, give you a recommendation for a job or something. We are not on Tinder though, so I'm afraid you're out of luck there. And that wraps it up for this live stream. Like I said, thanks for listening, and join us again next week on Tuesday, and then on Thursday again, maybe I'll do another retro live stream for a game that I can play more effectively. It'll be fun and exciting. So we'll catch you then. Thanks again.